Can you hear us, Coach Keatts?
No, because all I got on my mind right now is some ice cream, so I can't hear you right now. So
all right, that sounds good to me too.
Give my guys a lot of credit. I don't have a stat sheet with me, but I will tell you this: I'm proud of our young dudes. I thought they grew up today. They didn't play a perfect game, but when you look at Cam's assists and you look at Shaq's assists, and then by the way, Manny had a career high in assists with 3. I thought we got some stops when we needed to. I thought we did a great job executing when we need to. We played a little zone today. And it was good for us because we just put it in kind of yesterday, and I give those guys a little credit for fighting through it. I'm proud of these guys. This is our second road win in a row, and I think this is a game that we can continue to build on. We fought into the end. We had some adversity and we overcame it. And so I'm happy. I'll take questions now.
All right, James. James, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, congrats on the win. It felt like Pitt's players at times were really working to try and get some calls. I don't know if that's by design or anything relative to their players, but my question for you is, coming into the game, did you stress trying to play defense without fouling against them?
We did, and we talked about, Pitt's a good basketball team. They have a lot of emotional guys on their team, meaning that they play with emotion. And we knew that, Johnson obviously would be physical. We knew Champagny obviously would make some physical plays. And I kind of wanted our guys to kind of stay out of that as much as we could. And I think we did up until Jericho kind of slapped the ball out of his hand. I thought every technical was earned. I think on both ends. And so I have no complaint about that part of it. But, it was going to be a toughness game. It was a game of who wanted it the most. Not that those guys didn't want it, but certainly, both teams had came off of losing 2 in a row. We needed a good win to make us feel better and obviously get a road win. And so I'm excited that we finished the game the way we did.
And just to follow up, you guys seem to be switching more this game on screens switching less, more hedging, something like that. Was that an adjustment you made just
it is
going forward?
Yeah, James, it was an adjustment for this game. Reason being is I didn't want guys like Cam Hayes and Shaquille and Braxton get caught up on more 6'4", 6'5" guards. They tend to post those guys. They run some isolation plays for them. And so we kind of stayed on those guys. That's similar to the way we play against Carolina because those guys are so big.
Thanks, Kevin.
Justin.
Coach, you tied your season high in ACC play and with 19 assists tonight, and it came from some unlikely places, career highs with Cam Hayes' 9 assists and Shaquille Moore's 6 assists and Bates' 3, and then Funderburk got 1. Do you feel like the ball movement was
Hold on a second. Hold on. Did you say DJ got an assist?
He did, his second this season.
You would point that out. I was joking, and you would say that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess where I'm getting at is this the best ball movement you've seen collectively this season from this group?
No, I'm not going to say it's the best. I'm getting feedback. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to say it's necessarily the best ball movement. I think, we've had certainly games where we moved the ball pretty well. It may be the best results that we've got, meaning guys making shots off of the passes. But we wanted, we talked about this, guys. We talked about winning the turnover battle. We talked about, obviously I went into this game saying, give me 12 or less. And I think we turned it over 14 times. But we had 19 assists. And so we cleaned up a couple things. And I thought we got better. But our ball movement's been pretty good the last couple of times. We just haven't scored off of it.
And just as a quick follow-up, the freshman guards collectively all played pretty well today. Do you think collectively those 3, Sebron, Hayes, and Moore, was that their best complete performance this season?
Together I think it is. Those guys, man, we have fought so much adversity. And just the last couple of days, obviously, with Thomas Allen being not able to play, Braxton Beverly hasn't practiced, and since you guys saw him play the last game, and we just played him in the game. And then, unfortunately, I want you to keep Sebron in your prayers. Unfortunately, we got some bad news that he had a very, very close family member that passed away sometime this morning. And so he was playing with a heavy heart. And, you know, those guys, it's hard, man, because these kids are like my own children. And when you see the emotion of what's going on with them, it's gut wrenching to me just to see what they've had to go through just this entire year. And we've had so many ups and downs, and we're just fighting through it, and we're going to continue to fight through it. But to go back, and sorry to get on a little rampage, but to go back to your original question, those guys stepped up in a big way for us.
Thank you, Coach, and prayers for Darion.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alyssa.
Coach, what did you see on that last sequence, and how pleased were you with your guys' defense?
I thought the defense was well. You know, I'm glad he didn't make the basket. I thought he hooked us as he drove. And then I want to go back and look at the Cam Hayes play when they called him for travel. From where I was standing, I thought he got shoved into a travel, but maybe he didn't. But I thought we locked in. We had 9 seconds. We knew we had to get a stop, and we came up with a stop and a big rebound. Well, actually, we had a rebound, then we lost it, and the guy got a shot off.
Jonas.
Coach, you touched on the young guys when you answered Justin's question, but could you kind of tell me what got into Braxton, you know, the senior guy, and he had a great game today. How big was he for the team today with those timely shots, considering you didn't even know if he's going to play or how healthy he was going to be today?
He was a savvy veteran that came in and did what he needed to do. He made some shots. He had a couple of drives to the basket. He made a big three. You know, Jonas, he's going to be one of those guys, man. He may not ever practice again for us because it comes down to, do we want him in practice or do we want him in games? And certainly a kid that is smart as him and been playing in the system a little bit for 4 years, he can certainly be a guy that can do it. The only problem with it is his rhythm is off sometime. And so we try to get him some shots up. We got him some shots up in the arena today, this morning, doing shoot around. I know he was ready to play. Also, you know, from the veteran standpoint, you know, Jericho's been very solid for us. When you look at his numbers at 17 points, but I thought in the first half, DJ Funderburg completely carried us. He got offensive rebounds out the offensive rebounds. Those two guys played well. And this was the first time that I've had two guards that I think since Devin's been gone that had double-figure scorings when you look at what Cam had 11 and Braxton had 12. So we're going to build on it, Jonas. You know, certainly we're just not satisfied with just getting this win right here. We want to build on it. And I want these guys to continue to grow up. Those 3 young freshmen are going to be good players, but they're learning on the job. And today they answered a lot of questions for me, and they got to continue to get better.
Take one more from James, and then Cam is waiting for us, I think. James.
Yeah, Kevin.
And Justin, I won't do you like that because I see your hand up. So I'm gonna jump in and give you the right to ask you a great question that you want to ask.
You're nicer than me, Coach Keatts.
I know I am. That's only because my guys are gonna take a little time, and it's gonna take some time for the ice cream to get here. So I don't have anything else to do.
All right, James, you start, and then Justin. How about that?
Yeah, Kevin, I was disconnected. I don't know if you mentioned it, but Thomas Allen didn't play tonight. Oh, is his injury related to his previous injuries? And could you give kind of a quick update on him?
Well, it's on the same foot ankle as his previous injury. His X-rays came back negative. It's a sprain. Don't ask me. You know, I'm from the old school, so don't ask me if it's a high or low ankle sprain. You know, with me, we just used to sprain our ankle. But it's fat. You know, it's you know, he's going to need a lot of treatment. I couldn't tell you when he's going to be able to play again.
Thanks.
Coach, thanks for the extra question. What I have for you is you guys have had your second half struggles here in 2021, but you know, Pitt came back and they took a 2-point lead with less than 2 minutes to go, but you guys responded with a 6-0 run of your own. Is that a sign of growth for this team?
Justin, I think any positive sign that you see of this team, it's a sign of growth. And I mean that in a very positive way. You know, we're getting some guys who are completely learning on the job, and they're getting better. And I'm tough on them. I'm not going to give them a pass because they're freshmen. I'm coaching them as though they were upperclassmen and trying to teach them, and I just want them to limit their mistakes. But I do think our guys took a big step forward. As I told you before, we didn't do everything right. It's a bunch of plays I can look back and say, I wish we'd have done something different. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of our guys, and it's tough to win on the road, even without fans. I'm sure if you guys do the research, it's still tough to do a win on the road, and this is a great road win for us. This is a good team. They've beaten a lot of good teams on this floor, and for us to come in and get out here with a win, I'm happy with that.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Guys,
Coach.
good luck.